Are we good? Good morning to you. It is Wednesday, July the 24th, and this is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather. Hopefully, get your day started off on the right note. If not, get out of here. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Hey, it's a beautiful morning outside, isn't it? Here's a live look outside at our Tower Cam network. Hold on. Taking a good quick sip. All right, it's a good morning. It's a good morning. Ocala, you're looking fantastic. Let me move over to Tavares, check things out, see what's doing with a mostly clear sky as well. Just a little bit of haze, perhaps. Orlando International Airport. Tower cam looking back toward downtown Orlando. How pretty is that? Good morning. Hey, there's a reason it's called the City Beautiful, y'all. Look at how pretty that is. From south, looking all the way north, you got Conway, Taft, all of those beautiful tree-lined roads. Oh, man, it's a good day. Let's head over to the tourist district, see what's going. Looking all pretty. Looking all pretty. All right, to the beaches we go. New Smyrna Beach. Check in, see what's doing. A little hazy still. Got some of that Saharan dust still in play. That's all right. It's just another pretty morning here in Central Florida. All right, first warning, live Doppler radar also showing some showers around Central Florida. Let me put this into motion here. And first off, Brevard County just kind of shows some of those showers working-ish toward the coastline. Nothing too significant of an impact. We put the lightning tracker on. No lightning strikes there, so that certainly is good news. Let's head out here. Some showers out off the Gulf Coast. Those are not bothering us. But we do have to keep an eye on those showers off the East Coast. Those may try to sneak in. I don't think so. Taylor says hazy as blank over here. Yeah, makes sense. All right, temperatures 80 degrees in Orlando, 77 degrees in Titusville. It's 76 in DeLand. And our forecast today looking pretty good, up to about 95 degrees. And then we get a 50% coverage of scattered showers and thunder showers. There's going to be some storms around. All right, there's going to be some storms around. Good times. Good times. Gotta love that. Good times. Sunny as blank here, my brother says. Always have to battle it. Actually, do I have yours? I don't know that I have yours set up. We've got St. Pete, but I don't know that I have it on a quick access button. I do not. I can hit it, but it's not on a quick access, so not pulling yours up. All right, let's take a look at the temperatures across Central Florida today, shall we? Looking pretty good out there, isn't it? 95 today in Orlando, 94 today in St. Cloud, about 93 degrees in Ocala. Yeah, it's another beautiful day in the neighborhood, even along the shoreline. Lower 90s. It's not going to be quite as hot, we shall say, but it's still going to be a nice and toasty warm one. Yeah. Lucas is asking, technically speaking, when do we typically see lower temperatures? Oh, sweetheart, we got some time, Lucas. This is going to be some time, like October, November. We got some time. Yeah. I'm sorry to tell you. It's just not. It's just not. It's just not. It's just not. Oh well. We'll get there though. We'll get there. Little by little. Speaking of that, I did mention on the caption, right? So let's just talk about this, okay? It's the warmest July on record so far. The average temperature is 85.4 degrees, okay? So there's that already. The record, 2016, is 85.2, all right? And the month isn't over with yet. So there's that. But it led me down the path to see, like, the dog days of summer, the hottest stretch, and we're in it, baby. The hottest stretch in Orlando for average temperatures. Okay, so I'm using average temperatures, the metric. 92.2 degrees is as high as our average temperature ever gets. And that stretch goes from July 20th through August 1st. So, when I typed in this morning's little caption, we're in the hottest part of the year. Let's chat. That's what I was talking about. We're in the hottest part. Have we had days hotter than today's forecast? Sure. But we're in the hottest stretch of the year. And I always love getting the opportunity to pull out this poor puppy with his tongue out. Oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. It's like I made this graphic just because another station in our group asked for this background. Chris is asking, do you put any stock in the announcement that the world hit the hottest day ever, July 21st? I haven't heard about it, so I don't know. I don't know. Matt says, Florida's recipe, preheat from April to June, then you bake from July to September, rest until room temperature, October, November. Yeah, that's kind of about right. So this is the hottest stretch of days in the average. Cool beans. This time of year, what we depend on is Mother Nature's air conditioning unit. Those showers and those thunder showers. Betsy's asking, how long is the stretch? It goes from the 20th of July until the 1st of August. And then the average temperature drops from 92.2 to 92.1. You know, it takes, nothing moves very quickly, right? But it's something interesting. So let's see who's getting rained on today. Our Futurecast model. If I could find the button. Somebody changed it yesterday. Minolfi made a change yesterday. I was looking for it. Minolfi made a change, so it went up to the top. All right, here's Futurecast for today, my friends. Who's going to be the lucky guys and gals getting the rain? Let's check. First off, 10, 11, 12 o'clock. I have to laugh, by the way. This is my ADHD. I went to bring Futurecast full screen, and the program that I use to broadcast to you, my control room, if you will, said, there's a software update. Would you like to install right now? And I'm like, as the piece of software I'm using to stream this, don't you know that I'm streaming right now? Don't ask me when I click stop stream. Am I crazy? Anyway, that was my squirrel. All right, back over here. Lunchtime, couple of coastal showers, nothing too bad. All right, 1:30, 2 o'clock, some rains around 3 o'clock. You've got the rain around, right? Nothing wild. Kind of watching everything work off to the west. And then out west is where we're going to see the collision of sea breezes, showers and thunder showers, kablowy. Let's take a look at the HER model and see what the HER model is saying for today. You should use that phrasing on TV. I feel like I pretty much say anything on TV that I say on Coffee Talk. We have talent coaches that tell us how to be better. And one day the talent coach was like, why don't you just do Coffee Talk on TV? And I'm like, because I'm kind of a jerk on Coffee Talk. And she's like, do that on TV. And my boss was in the room and I looked at her and I was like, you're not going to fire me for that? And she's like, we'll let you know if you cross a line. Okay. Years have gone by and I've never gotten a slap. So there's that. So I do, yeah, you know. Lucas says I don't trust Coffee Talk, or I don't trust Coffee Talk. Blah. I don't trust Futurecast right now. Well, Minolfi made a change, so we'll see. I would just also say, like, no model seemingly has done a great job. Oh, that's funny, Cindy. Detention potluck today. I brought Uncrustables. Not a jerk, just feisty on occasion. Not a jerk, just on it. There you go. Yeah, yeah. Right. All right. Here's the HER model. Let's see. All right. So we got a couple of coastal showers, couple of. So the HER is going with more activity across the metro area. You're just personable, not a jerk. Justine, that's what you think. Somebody literally wrote me an email last week talking about how I'm such a pretentious blankety blank because of my attire. Like, okay. Got it. Cool. And I think I wrote some really schmucky response. All right. So storms metro and then going with storms out west. So if you live out east, it's going to be pretty dry. The HER is definitely going more active with the metro storms, but the HER and the Futurecast model will agree with storms out west. So there's that. So in terms of the overall coverage for today, there's your sign. Best coverage away from the beaches, the East Coast beaches, we'll say. YOLO says, I was watching a different channel, and they said Miami should be on alert by the end of July, early August, as far as a tropical system. What's your take on that? We'll talk about the tropics. We'll talk about the tropics for sure. Yeah, I got marshmallows for today's troll roast. Keep going. Lisa says you're authentic. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right. When they talk about global average temperature is X, what are they averaging? Elliot, I'm a meteorologist, not a climatologist, so God's honest truth, and this is not a cop-out. I just don't know. I just don't know. Linda says I call it being a little salty. I've always been told I like too much salt. So it is what it is. All right. So anyway, rain chance today, 50-50, particularly if you live Metro West. You're going to have that better coverage of showers and storms. So that's where we're at. And as a matter of fact, look at this. Some would call it a cop-out of a forecast. It's going to be a 50% chance of rain every day. If the pattern says it, it's what it is. But there's going to be a 50% chance of rain every day. Anybody could say that. Sure, anybody could also run for president. Doesn't mean you're going to get the job. Donnie says, same area as yesterday. Yes, because the winds are kind of generally out of the east-ish. So that's where that's coming from. Yeah. Looks like rain on my break. And when I get off of work, theme park working. La, 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 la. Yeah, that's it, Denise. Hey, but at least it'll cool it down like this much. It'll just crank the humidity up this much. Yeah. Good times. Tiffany says there are folks that like to make others smile, and there's some that like to put people down. It's true. It's true. Bradley says, we know you're just phoning it in. Hard to phone it in when you're on vacation, though, right? Like, I'm not even phoning it in, y'all. This is Kellyanne's forecast. I'm not doing a thing. I'm not even phoning it in. That's the best part. You know what I love though about this? Like I do coffee talk even on my vacation. I'm on vacation right now. You know what I love is that when people at work think I'm working and they're like, "Hey Burris, can you do me a favor?" And I'm like, "No, I cannot." But we saw you did coffee talk. Cool, that's where it stops though. At 8:30, I go back to dad mode. It's kind of fun getting to be, I don't know, I just think you call it salty? I don't know. There's some jerk in there. There's some jerk in there. Nikki said we had a pretty good storm come through Osteen yesterday. Yeah, there were some decent rains yesterday. And you know what's so interesting about it? Our live radar, okay, it's working perfectly on this computer. We have two completely separate weather systems. Not every TV station in Central Florida has that, by the way. We have it for redundancy. We have it because we want every tool available. Some TV stations only have one of these. Anyway, our live radar is not making it to the other computer. So it's one of those things that we have been working on an FTP issue for days now, trying to figure out why our live radar data isn't going from this system, where it natively is, over to the other one. So it's kind of funny to read the email chain because everybody's blaming everybody else and it's hilarious. And I'm like, I am so glad I'm on vacation for this. If it was not coming into this system, I would be diving into the computer because we need our live radar. But the fact that it's not making it into the other system, it's like, well, that's the redundancy. And anyway, I'm helping a little bit, but it's nice when I can just unplug and be like, yeah, not my soccer game. So anyway, all right, shall we talk some tropics a little bit? Before we do, questions about the local forecast, questions, comments, concerns about the local forecast before we get into anything else. Anything else? Just figured it's a good opportunity to let everybody annoy me with local stuff. Questions? Matt says, I don't think salty. I think as you get older and more experience, saying no to people is easier and a good thing. It's not easier. I'm just forcing myself to do it. Yeah. All right. Taylor says, it's too hot. Can you make it stop? Okay, thanks. You're adorable because I have no power. I don't have the power. Yeah, no. Okay. So, one thing that could help is some tropical moisture. There is some stuff out there. All right. Wide perspective showing a still fairly serene tropical Atlantic. Okay. Let's do this. Let's start with like areas close to home, some moisture around the Gulf of Mexico, some moisture around the Caribbean. Nothing here trying to get its act together for now. That's good news. We'll head out to the open Atlantic, see what's doing. We've got some little pieces of energy, right? And kind of wandering about, but there's a lot of Saharan dust, and I love it. As long as that Saharan dust is doing its thing, we're fairly good. We do know that the Saharan dust will back off. We do know La Nina will back off. So we're going to start to see things changing around, particularly looking ahead to, give me 2 seconds, wrong button. Global Tropics Hazards Outlook. Hold on. Okay. Stand by. Copy. Paste. Okay. All right. So particularly, we know that things are going to be changing down the way a little bit. Okay. So let's do this. First thing, a neat tool that we get to use is the Global Tropics Hazards website. So think about it like this. Okay. The National Hurricane Center issues their tropical weather outlook. Okay. They look at the entire Atlantic and they're like, all right, out of everything there, no tropical development is expected over the next 7 days' time. All right. So to that point, we get to say the tropics are nice and quiet. And I love getting the chance to say that. Beyond that, the Climate Prediction Center gets to issue their products. And what they do is they basically say, all right, we'll take it from here beyond the National Hurricane Center's outlook. So what it is they there's a lot going on this. So give me a few seconds and then I'll digest this for you, okay? So what this does is, and now we've got like the color table on the bottom. Okay, I think that's sized appropriately. Yeah, okay, perfect. Now we've got the color tables. So tropical cyclone formation is in the reds. Dark red, light red, and zebra red. So notice where we're looking, top right corner, and you can kind of see week 2, so July 31st through August 6th, zebra red. And then week 3, August 7th through August 13th, zebra red, kind of across the Atlantic basin. So they're seeing data indicating the potential of some tropical cyclogenesis. Nerd alert, right? Yeah, we've been looking at this. We know not only does the pattern support this, but we also know that the models have been kind of indicating that. So we get to go back deeper into some nerd territory here, and let's look together at what the models are saying, right? All right. Basin view. All right, so this is the American GFS. This is the most recent run of the American GFS, okay? And let's just roll through time here together. By the way, what you're looking at, mean sea level pressure normalized anomaly. So blue shades, lower pressure than average. Orange shades, higher pressure than average, okay? And there's an area of low pressure out in the central Atlantic, kind of working over toward just north of the Dominican Republic and Haiti there. It may be something off the northeast coast, maybe something off of the kind of east coast of Florida there. Nothing significant, but you start to see less and less orange around August 1st. And, that's an indicator that the pressures are not abnormally high, which means, we kind of have to start watching and seeing where, like, there's something small around Cuba, into the Gulf here toward the end of the model run. Nothing significant, but, it's eroding on high pressure. If we go back a model run on the GFS, there's a little something. It's not picking up anything massive, which is certainly good news, but the models are starting to think of stuff. All right, let's go to the European model here. Let's just go. There's something that you see that there in the bottom right corner. This is the 31st of July around the Virgin Islands, right? Something around Puerto Rico, something around Cuba. Remember, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Cuba, terrain. We call that the hurricane graveyard. Tropical systems do not like to be in those areas. But the Euro's picking up on something. And if we take this and go onto the control of the ensemble, it's picking up on something and wanting to bring it kind of into the Gulf of Mexico. If we go, let's take this back and let's go to the ensembles multi-member. And we go to the 0Z because the Euro is a pain and doesn't go far out on multi-members. But you can start to see there's some ensemble support from about Louisiana to outside of the Bahamas. So August 3rd, 4th, 5th time frame, the European ensembles are indicating something to watch. If we look at the American model ensembles, they're not as bullish, but we are definitely seeing some indicators on both the American and the European. We can look at the Canadians. There's something, not as pronounced, but the European ensemble absolutely is more active with something trying to develop. How strong it is, where exactly it is, certainly stuff not to think about. But I think that, when you start to think about down the line, yeah. And then 7th through the 13th, going even further out, there's some indication on our longer range computer models of something to be there. Right? Now, if we were to look at the Madden-Julian oscillation, so let me rename you so that I don't mess this up. MJO, and then you are rename. Hold on, I'm trying to keep this organized. Okay. All right, so let's go to the Madden-Julian oscillation here. And let's look at the Atlantic, Atlantic Basin. All right, great. All right, and again, we talked a little bit about this yesterday on Tracking the Tropics. We've talked about it on Coffee Talk, but basically when you see brown, tropics don't want to wake up. When you start to see green on this map, the tropics want to start waking up. So first off, notice like tomorrow, we're going to start to see favorable conditions. So you may start to see some decent little African waves popping out into this weekend. Once they get into the middle Atlantic and western Atlantic, a little closer to the Antilles, it may be a little more of a struggle to keep going, but there's that, okay? Joshua Conti over on YouTube. It's been weird watching all the rain off to the west, almost nothing over Brevard this week. My yard is getting crusty. Also, thank you for your cautious guidance on this. Of course, buddy, and yeah, I agree. Haven't gotten much rain in my house either. So we kind of have a little window there. Look around Cuba, the Dominican Republic of Haiti, starting to see some greens showing up there. But really going favorable, really going favorable. Look at that. The 3rd, 4th, 5th, you see that? Homegrown. So what we may end up seeing is this weekend, a little wave coming off of Africa, moving in, not really doing much across the Atlantic. And then as it gets close to kind of the Caribbean islands there, around the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, as that area opens up for business. You see it there in green. around the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, we have a window for some sort of development. It would not surprise me if that first 7 or so days in August that we have to start watching the tropics for something that doesn't travel all the way across, but rather something that may travel across very, very weak and then kind of gets its act together um, as it gets closer. Now, I would add, and this is where it gets interesting, okay? I would add that if we go back to, I'm using all different sources. I'm bringing up my director mind here. All right, so that's August 5th, okay? Let's go to let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. So European wants to put something into the Gulf around August 5th. I just want to point out that gets into the Gulf to Carolinas low part of the pattern. Okay. August 5th through the 12th. So could we conceivably see something around the Gulf Coast that kind of loops across and then back out? It certainly is possible. That fits the time frame of this part of the pattern. And this is kind of the Gulf Coast region that we highlighted. So it fits the pattern. We'll see how this plays out. But it's something is showing up there. I think that the overall pattern will absolutely support that. So we'll see. We'll see how this all plays out. It's still days and days and days and days and days away. And you can certainly tell that out in the Atlantic, nothing is getting too feisty right now. All right. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns about the tropics? Anybody got anything at all? Got plenty of time to watch everything. And and we didn't do this. Let me remove you. Yes. We didn't do this yet today, but let me copy that. Let me add browser. Hold on a second. All right. So here's Pivotal Weather. This is, of course, this is the website we use to get the CFS, which is the super long range computer model. We'll do zoom, tropical, Atlantic Basin. All right, perfect. All right, so there's the Atlantic Basin. Cool beans. And I just want to come over here and get an idea of what the rock's cooking. Yeah, we're going all in with computer models. And of course, oh, I need to move this. Let me move this so that you can see the timestamp on the top left corner. I want you to see. Okay, there it is. All right, so you can kind of see the timestamp on the top corner there now. All right. So on this one, you're looking at the top left corner. It's a different source. So valid Saturday 7/27. So we're just going to keep going. This is the CFS model, so it is a super, 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 super long range model. So that's 7:31 in the morning, 7:31 at 0Z on August the 1st, which is the end of September at night. Or excuse me, the end of July at night. Good God. All right, but you notice moisture around the Bahamas, nothing crazy. So the CFS is not going with anything crazy first couple of days of August. All right. Let's see here. Sausage making 101. Yeah, I mean, this is just looking. I mean, we're at hour 360, so we're getting beyond the GFS at this point. This is where the CFS really works its magic. All right, but look around the Antilles, right where the K in coffee talk, right? There's 1009 low, so we're getting something firing up there, right? Cruising right through the Turks and Caicos. That's the 15th of August, so mid-August. Something going right up the east coast of Florida. 576 hours out. Good times. Yeah, so it's got something there, and then look at that. There's another one getting over toward Puerto Rico. Yep. That's like 3 tropical systems at four tropical systems. So without much of without much, you could see though there's something that develops awful close to Florida, and that's around what, the 18th, yeah, around the 18th of August. Wouldn't that be fun? Which, by the way, if I may, okay, the 18th of August, let's just look and see what the pattern favor. Oh, August 18th, the Gulf to Florida low. Cool. All right. So there's that. So anyway, I digress. The tropics are quiet for now. Okay. August is going to get busy. All right. We'll see how it all plays out. We'll see how it all plays out. Pete, message me, Pete. Message me. Can you tell I have a love affair over here? What was Little Air? It was Alexander's final project. There was several versions of the project. Everything that he could get his hands on, he turned into a new invention. It was adorable. Yeah. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything. Diane says, y'all stock up on hurricane supplies. Yeah, we kind of need to. I'm not saying we're going to get slammed. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am rather saying is just we kind of need to, because August is going to get busy. And it's just better to be prepared. Listen, you hang out on a Facebook Live. You hang out on a Facebook Live with a weather guy, for God's sake. So, to that point, listen to the weather guy. Good night. I will always laugh when why are you telling us to be prepared? Because that's my job. Oh man, Elliot says that long range model that has a close call for the East Coast. What strength is it showing? I'm not buying in on a strength or an exact position. What I am buying onto it is the overall flow, the overall idea. Okay, you've got to take those types of things with a tiny, tiny, tiny grain of salt. I know that it fits the pattern of being around Florida, both in time and in location. So just with a tiny, tiny, tiny grain of salt. That's all. That's all. So as long as as long as you understand that those long range models have a very specific purpose, which is to look way long range, and that's about it, then you're good to go. All right? Let's trigger Eric. Are any of these going to be a Cat 6? That's funny, Mike. All right, any questions about this? Questions, comments, concerns? YOLO on YouTube says, I'll definitely stock up on hurricane supplies, have the Generac. People come out and check out the generator. Yeah, I mean, we're getting into the peak. I show this on the Tracking the Tropics broadcast every week. But we're on the bottom of the mountain. If I can find this graphic. Here we are. We're on the bottom of the mountain. And we're looking up, right? Today is July 24th. We're literally at the base of hurricane season's active point. We're like right in here. Give or take a couple of pixels. Right? So because of that, the season will be getting active. We know it's about to get active. Yeah. All right. How's the drive to Hattiesburg, Miss? I have no idea, Chris. I'm on vacation. He's on vacation, as Sally Field says. Oh, that sounds like fun, Tiffany. Sounds like fun. I'll head to New York around then. Yeah, Debbie, that's the time for the hurricane snowbirds to snowbird out. Please no hurricane September 6th through 8 going offshore for gag groupers in the Gulf. I'll do my best, Sean, as long as you know I don't actually have control over these sorts of things. As long as you know this. The long-range model's like my long age and getting older. I don't even know what that means, Betsy. I'd love some rain in Melbourne for my 40th. Look at you, Lauren. You and I are pretty much the same age. Oh, had to go to the emergency chiropractor appointment yesterday. That's how 40's going for me. Oh, man. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything. 50-50 shot of rain. Anybody can say that, but they don't have the job. Anyway, Debbie, it'll be my mom's 89th birthday. Got to go up. Yeah, man. Happy birthday, Mom. Love that. Probably a dumb question, but when I get a WESH 2 alert that it will rain, will begin in my area. Does it mean WESH 2 viewing area, or does it mean where I am? It should be where you are, Debbie. The app is specific to your location, but it depends on, like, do you have your location services on exact or approximate? There's a lot of things that go into it. But yeah, it should be your exact. Yeah. Jamie, am I flying today? No, couldn't get an airplane. My next airplane flight should be on Monday. Yeah. Karen, I needed it. I needed it. So yes, yesterday the best for sure. Could be forecasting in San Diego. That's to be pretty. I couldn't do it. Yeah, couldn't. Yeah. It's not that it's the joints making the noise. It's just the pain. All right, people. That's it. It's 8:37. Enough is enough. Okay, I've had it with you. I've had it with you. Until tomorrow. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you for hanging out for Coffee Talk. We'll track some showers. We'll track some thunder showers. Thankfully, we won't track anything tropical to bother us. We'll see what tomorrow brings. All right. Be good. Take care. See y'all later. Bye.